Hello, everyone. This is Will.
This is Alex.
Welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come Out at Night.
Oh boy. Mostly.
Boy, 79 just keeps on giving, doesn't it? It just like, you know what? You want good movies? No.
It's like, hey, I got some homegrown shit I can offer you. Some homegrown, organic, low budget, basic bitch shit.
Bullshit is really like what we got.
And that's what we got.
Just
It's
more,
just a guy.
just atrocious, fucking stupid ass shit that goes nowhere.
A guy wanted to make a movie about telekinesis.
Psychotronic, okay?
You know why? I know
Get
why.
it right. Psychotronic.
The Psychotronic Man is our movie.
Yep.
I know why.
Yeah.
I know why this exists. Because a few years before this, big fucking movie, you had Carrie.
Yes.
You also had either a year before this, or maybe even the same year, there's a movie called The Fury.
Oh yeah, that's
also
right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
had like
About
telekinesis
telekinesis and shit like that.
and fucking being able to control people, and has a fucking insane ending where a dude literally explodes.
Mm-hmm.
Good movie.
Yeah, but those are like horror movies centered around like a telekinetic person, right? Which is what this
Is
is. I would say this is an attempt and a fail. It's a failed attempt at
someone
that.
trying.
They were trying very hard and it did not work. I don't even know if they were trying hard. They were trying.
They tried something. It's just,
Maybe don't put like a 15-minute chase in your movie.
look, I know it's low budget. I know you can't, like, obviously you can't pull off the kind of shit that they did in Carrie and The Fury, because those are like studio movies.
Right.
But this can't be the best you could do. This can't be.
Dude, clearly, I mean, come on. Like, really?
Like, is this the best
We've
you can
seen movies with arguably lower budgets do better.
do? Yeah. Do better. And just be more entertaining.
Like, that's what I don't get about this movie. It's like, it's not, okay, it's bad because it's so boring. It's just like it's like a fun vacuum. It just sucks. Like, it just like takes all the fun away out of this fucking movie that could have been at least a little bit fun. But no, it's just a wet blanket.
Yeah. It's still funny bad.
In parts, but then it gets really boring. It's weird because it's like it's funny bad in the beginning and like throughout like the first half of the movie, and the second half is just this like long, drawn out, just boring chase scene, and then this boring ass ending, and it's just like it just goes nowhere, and you're just like you stop laughing, and you're just like, wow, this is really bad.
I disagree. I was laughing quite a bit when
When he
our
when he did the twirly.
our detective turned into a dreidel.
Yep.
And when he did a GTA cheat code on his car,
So
and also when I still can't believe they did this. When a fucking secret government agent spook shows up at the end,
yep,
to try and like,
to capture, like because they want to test him.
as soon as they did that, I was like as soon as he showed up, because he shows up on screen, he's wearing like a suit, and he has one of those like fucking government earpieces that they have in every movie, and I'm like, please no,
They did it.
Don't do what I'm thinking, and
Yep.
then they did, and it's just, but does it go anywhere? No.
No, so this whole movie doesn't go anywhere. It barely has a plot. Like it has a plot that's kind of chugging it along, but it barely. It's so loosely strung. It's insane.
Because plot is, a guy gets powers, people die, cops try to capture him.
That's it.
That's the movie.
That is
that's
the
like,
whole plot. Like in a nutshell, that is the synopsis of the movie. And it's like,
and that's fine.
but like shit, that's fine. If that's the plot of your movie, fine. But maybe make it entertaining and maybe make it like,
But there should be more happening.
yeah, because then nothing really happens. He kills 3 dudes.
Yes,
Hour and a half, 3 dudes die.
that's it. And 2 of those are in the first chunk of the movie.
And then like it's weird because like it's kind of laughable because the first 2 deaths are like pretty like just ridiculous and stupid, and you laugh at them, and then the other death isn't even like it it just kind of like a the dude just gets electrocuted and then just there you go, he's dead.
To be fair, he did look very calm and content when he was getting electrocuted.
Yes, but like the other scenes where he uses like his telekinetic powers, like nothing really happens. There's like no consequences. It just happens and then they move on.
No, Will, how dare you? They use the fucking genius filmmaking technique of slow motion. And what do I mean by slow motion? I don't mean like you film in slow motion. No, sweetie. What I mean is you take the fucking film
and slow it down.
And you slow it down so it looks fucking awkward as shit.
Yep.
And that's supposed to be our man going psychotronic.
Well, it's slow-mo and him just squinting a lot.
And staring at the camera.
Yes.
And, I mean, to be fair, he does explode 2 flower vases. He explodes them so hard that they cut the guy's face, Will.
So I think in the 3rd time in the row, again, this review, if you couldn't tell already, non-chronological.
No.
I can't, like, nothing happens. Like,
no.
So we're just going to give you, like, highlights, basically.
Basically.
Let's just talk about how he gets his powers first, I guess, to begin this fucking stupid-ass thing.
Well, let's just say that,
he's a barber.
This is a weird movie in that, like, I don't know what to fucking compare it to, because there's so many scenes of just people driving.
It's
and
weird.
Listening to, like the radio, but it's, like, fake songs and fake commercials.
Like, yes. It's weird, too, because they were, like, you could tell that they were proud of, like, these helicopter shots they were getting of these cars.
And there's a bunch of, like, helicopter shots of them following the car through the countryside.
And there's, like, shots of, like, you know, the cameraman in the car with the guy just filming him driving. And then there's, like, just, like, and then they do this really, my least favorite shot of the whole fucking movies. Like, sorry, I can't talk today. My least favorite shot they use in this movie, and they use it a lot, is where they set up a tripod at the side of the road, and then they'll film the guy driving past it. And, like, yeah, driving towards it, and then they'll slowly pan with the car as it drives away.
Well, it's like movie rule. A car or a fast object coming towards the camera is not as impressive as, like, it going away.
Yeah, but they have both in the scene for some reason.
But the issue is that, like, when half the scene is just watching the car, like, amble on towards the fucking camera, your brain just turns to mush.
What's weird is they use this shot a lot in this movie. Even in the chase scenes, like, it's weird because they'll do this thing where they follow, and you think they're just following the main guy, right? So he'll drive past the camera, but no, it just keeps shooting the rest of the policemen, and there's like 5 police cars chasing after him. So they'll show every single one of the police cars and then pan the last police car. So then so our main dude is, like, way the fuck in front. You can't even see him in the fucking, like, camera anymore. He's long gone. But we have to get a shot of that last police car that we have no idea who's in the car driving off screen.
We have to see all of them.
I don't get why they kept doing this. It was and it made it so boring because you're just watching all these cars just drive past the still camera.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. There's no, like, tension.
And
there's no, like, immediate, like, danger there.
No. Well, there's also no danger because nothing fucking happens in those scenes. But another thing is, because it's literally in the beginning, he's just a barber. He's going home.
Yeah, so our dude's a barber. He's going home. He
like falls asleep.
Well, because he's drinking on the job, I guess. Because he was drinking, like, he had a drink after he gave the guy a haircut and closed up his shop. And then
he pulls over and, like, falls asleep.
And so he wakes up, and there's, like, a bunch of fog around him, and it's just, like, dark all around him, and there's a fog.
And he, like, is confused, and he opens his door, and, like, he falls out of his car, and his car is just, like, suspended in air.
And he has to, like crawl his way back into his car. And then he, like, wakes up, and he's on, like, a street corner with some guy honking at him.
And he just goes home.
And he goes home. And that's it. And now...
And by the way, in the next scene, he wakes up and like he's just like sitting there, and his wife gives him like a fucking glass of water with what the fuck is it called?
Like the Alka-Seltzer.
Alka-Seltzer in there, and he's like,
I don't
have the hangover.
I don't have the hangover.
So already,
the hangover.
Our main guy is like a fucking drunk who doesn't give a shit about his family. Because also later on, we find out that he's having an affair with the hairdresser next door.
Oh, if you want likable characters, go somewhere else. They don't fucking explain anyone's motivations. Like, the only motivations we know are our main dude, who is a fucking scumbag that's cheating on his wife and drinks on the job and fucking, like... Kills people for no reason.
For no reason.
Like, his first victim is, like, nice to him.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't deserve it at all.
His first victim, he's, like, driving from the barbershop or whatever because he has a fucking... attack, quote unquote.
Yeah, he like moves some scissors and like...
Because there's a kid in the barber shop and he moves some scissors and he moves the barber chair up and down, and then he's just like, I'm feeling sick, and then he leaves.
Yep.
And he drives home and again pulls over and gets out of the car, and there's like...
Important note though, because it'll come in play next time, like in the scenes where they're investigating, because he takes off his fucking like barber jacket. So yeah, our first victim is this old dude that kind of helps him off the road and is like, well, you can come in like my house and rest for a while.
But he also tells him like that there's like weird stuff happening, and then he asks him what the weird stuff is, and he just kind of...
Well, he asked him like what weird stuff, and the old dude says like some guy was screaming above his roof, like someone was like above his house. And like
the car
I guess like was him in it, like it actually did happen. But if you thought like no one in their right mind would think that dream sequence was where he got his powers, but it is.
Apparently.
I don't understand how or why or what happened, cuz it didn't lead up to anything.
No.
Like
the only thing is after this dream sequence, he goes to a doctor and gets like x-rayed. But that's it.
Well, like in any other movie, like they do some foreshadowing to like how this powers like came to be. Like there'd be some sort of like sign of like what was going on, like maybe some like, you know, intervention from some like supernatural force or something like that.
No.
Like something to explain why in the hell this guy can just move things with his mind now.
Absolutely not.
But no explanation. But our first victim, literally, the reason he kills the old dude is because the old dude offers him a second cup of coffee.
And that's so fucking disgraceful.
I'm not even fucking joking. He offers the dude a second cup of coffee and tells him to relax, and the dude fucking murks him for it.
He does this thing every time he murks someone where he, like, takes his, like, hand and, like, puts it, like, on his face. And that's apparently the Psychotronic Man maneuver.
Yeah.
And then they do this stupid slow motion shit where the fucking guy with the coffee has like the pot of coffee in his hand.
He's like shaking it.
And he starts shaking it in slow motion, and it's like, are we supposed to think that that's like he's manipulating him? Because it literally just looks like the actor shaking it.
Well, it's kind of funny too, because like when the police detectives are like investigating the murder, like it's like this comical like outline of the dude in the wall.
Because he kills him by shoving him through the wall, and it's literally like a human body outline in the wall, like a slapstick movie.
It was so like ridiculous that I was laughing like the whole time. Like
it's embarrassing.
I think they were trying to be serious, but nothing about the scene screamed serious to me.
Yeah. And they investigate it. They find, like, the tire tracks, and they find his coat.
Well, we should also talk about the second death scene.
The doctor.
Because he, like, goes to the doctor because he's, like, having these psychotronic things. And, like, the doctor, like, is trying to call 911 because he knows this guy's dangerous.
Because they've already reported on the murder, and he knows that, like, the barbershop guy lives on that road.
Oh shit, we are kind of going chronologically, aren't we?
I mean, you kind of have to.
We forgot.
But he fucking makes the connection in his head, and he like tells the doctor, because It's nighttime,
Yes.
right? It's nighttime at the doctor's office. Pitch black nighttime. And the guy comes in, he's like, I need a checkup. And he's like, fine, whatever. I shouldn't do this, but whatever. And then he tells them to go in this fucking room. He closes the door and he calls the cops because he's freaking out. Calls the cops.
The cops,
Fast,
like,
go to the police station.
It's bright. It's fucking like daylight is hitting it so hard.
It's fucking daylight when he calls them. And he's just telling them, like, it's him. Like, I think it's him. You have to come over. And they're like, okay. But the guy hears them. Because, see, when our fucking doctor calls them, it's like, he's like maybe 5 feet away.
Yeah.
The barber guy. He just closes the door and goes to the phone that's right next to the door. And is just like, hey, I think that I got the murderer here. Like, blah, blah, blah. And, of course, he comes out. Goes fucking slow-mo. And he fucking blows up 2 of his flower vases so hard, Will.
They fucking shatter in his face.
And then he falls out of the fucking doctor's office, which is like a 2-story drop. But my favorite part is that they wanted a cool shot. So they wanted a shot of him like hitting the ground and colliding, right? So how do you do that shot, Will? I'll tell you how you do it.
Dummy.
No, you don't do a dummy.
Well, at first it was a dummy.
It first was, and I wish they fucking kept it as a dummy because it would have looked better than what they ended it with.
Yeah.
Because they throw a dummy out of a window. Fine, whatever. It's nighttime. I don't give a shit.
But they weren't good enough with just showing the dummy falling and then showing him on the ground dead. No, they had to go for the gold.
Well, they wanted this to look cool as fuck, baby.
Oh, yeah.
So what you get is a shot of... It starts with the doctor just standing there, right? Just standing on the grass and then slowly kneeling down and, like, smashing a fucking tomato in his chest to where, like, it explodes red, and then that's it. But it starts with him standing there and then kneeling down.
It's painfully obvious.
What they were doing, yeah.
It was painfully obvious that dude was just standing, and they called action, and then he slowly got on his knees, burst a tomato, and then fucking fell on the ground.
That's it. That's our awesome money shot.
That's the money shot they went for.
The cops show up, and the guy, normally...
I love the detectives in this because they're just so fucking cool, calm, and
care.
collected. They don't give a shit about anything.
No. Well, our detective shows up, and, in most movies, you get, like, scenes of them investigating crimes.
Oh, we don't get anything.
Here's what he does.
That.
He just kind of tidies up the office and starts doing his crime investigation right there.
So they know where the dude is now, and they
know everything.
They go to his fucking house, and he's, like, packing, and...
There is a quick scene where they are proud. Because he goes to the Chicago Institute of Psychology.
Oh yeah, and they talk about psychotronics and
how like there's a new thing. It's called psychotronics, and
but they don't. They just gobbledygook. They don't fucking explain jack shit. He just says something about psychotronics and how you can manipulate things, and then the scene's over.
The most impressive thing about this scene is that there is a long take shot.
Where they're walking and talking. Yes.
Where it starts in like the fucking psychologist, quote unquote, fucking dissection room. And then it like goes out from the room.
I love that. A psychologist dissecting bodies for some reason.
And it starts in that room and then it goes like out and then into the hallway and it just continues with them talking. It's like maybe a 2-minute shot.
Yeah. Pretty
impressive. Not gonna lie. I just wish the scene had more meat.
What was the scene with the disco?
I think that was right after this because, so our barber is like sitting in a fucking quote unquote disco bar.
Well, and then the other fucking like the hairdresser comes over.
And it's just like, it basically tells them like, why are you so upset? Come on, let's get out of here. And that's when we find out. I was like, they're fucking.
They have an affair, yeah.
And they have a very deeply awkward sex scene where they just kind of like plant their lips on each other.
Yeah, they're not really, you can tell they're not really like kissing, like into it or anything. Yeah.
And then she's just like, how long can we do this? And at first I was like, how long can we do what? What the fuck's going on? And then I fucking remembered, I was like, oh yeah, he's married.
Because they show like one fucking scene of his like wife and kids.
In the first 10 minutes. After that, it's just they just like forget it until the cops show up.
Yeah, because they're staking out his house, and then he's like packing up, and she's like, "Well, what are you doing?" And then he like fucking looks at her in slow mo,
And then she
and then
screams.
she screams, and he gets away, and then cue the fucking like 12 fucking minute chase scene.
So it's, excuse me, sir. It's
The-
a 9-minute long car chase.
The car chase is 9 minutes, and then about 2 minute foot chase. So yeah, it's fucking like 12 minutes.
The car chase, it's literally just shots of people in their cars saying gobbledygook on walkie-talkies.
And like I explained, the fucking stupid ass tripod fucking shots
where we have to see every single car.
We see our main dude drive all the way like a fucking mile down the road, but we have to focus on every other car chasing him.
And occasionally they'll throw in like a shot where they have like a cameraman and like a car and like a cop car like passes them. But there's nothing like, there's no crashes.
Have you noticed at this point we have literally got no backstory for any fucking character in this movie?
There is no backstory.
There's no character development at all.
Dude, there's not.
It's void
The
of
closest character development we have is fucking Seth Rogen, the cop, who just eats.
Yeah.
That's it. Everyone else, it's just a fucking blank slate.
He's like 70s Seth Rogen over here, and all he does is eat.
That's it. He's eating in the car. He's eating in the police station. That's it. That's his personality. That's all we get. And then we get this chase that nothing happens. I'm not joking. Just people in walkie-talkies. And eventually they like pull into like a dead end.
At this part,
So
it's just...
our barber pulls into a dead end. And the cops follow him into the dead end. And I was like, oh, is this it? Is this how it ends?
No.
No, because they pull in and they're just at the wall. And then we get like in the corner of the frame.
We see the two back, like just one back tire coming down.
Just coming down from the air. Like a GTA cheat code.
And then he just fucking drives off. And then a little bit more chase.
A little bit more. Until he smashes the car into a concrete barrier. And then gets away and then commence like 3-minute foot chase.
Now, okay, so wouldn't this scene be more impactful if he like stopped the car, had the police surround him, like you thought he was in the car, and then he blows it up with his mind and fucking like kills a bunch of policemen, right?
See, well, the issue is that I'm pretty sure what you're describing has happened in like another movie.
Yeah.
It's a million times better.
Yeah, but they didn't think of that because he just crashes it in and it doesn't hurt anyone, and it's just the car just blows up.
The car blows up. That's the single explosion we get.
That's literally the only explosion we get in the entire movie.
And then they just chase him. But here's the thing, like,
about a guy with telekinetic powers that can fucking like yeet things with his mind. He can pick up a fucking car with his mind, and that's the best they got.
We couldn't even get a basic scene of like in the car chase where he uses his mind to like veer a fucking cop car off the road or something.
You could have fucking had that scene. Like, literally, just have the car blowing up. You could have just fucking film him doing the stupid fucking hands through the hair thing and have him blowing up the car.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you have done that?
Anything.
Like, just show him using his fucking powers.
Yeah.
But no, we get like a total of like 4 scenes of him using, in a movie about a telekinetic guy murdering people. We get like 4 scenes in an hour-and-a-half movie. We get 4 scenes of him using telekinetic powers.
Of him using the thing that
the rest of it is him driving.
Yeah.
Him having a really awkward like conversation / sex scene with the fucking hairdresser.
Yeah.
And then policemen just fucking being cool as fuck about
not
murder.
giving a shit.
Yeah.
But we get a foot chase of just these fucking tubbos. These fucking dads chasing him, and they just chase him and chase him and chase him, and eventually, like, Seth, like, he, like, evades them. He goes
70s Seth Rogen.
He goes down an alleyway, and the way this is shot is just fucking so stupid, because it's just, like, him walking down this alleyway, and then we get these, like, random, like, POV shots, where it's like they have a fucking flashlight mounted to a camera, and they're just filming, like, trash cans with, like, rats running on top of it.
Well, it's weird because they're filming like our Seth Rogen, like, you know, the 70s Seth Rogen, and he's just like walking by, but it's like it looks so out of place because there's like a bright ass flashlight.
Because the cameraman has a literal flashlight.
It's not like natural light. It's literally just a fucking flashlight on our actor, and it's just like, Kate, but that doesn't look natural at all. It looks like an episode of Cops. You mentioned that like,
well, because there's
this
multiple
is like filmed like an episode of Cops.
Well, because in the foot chase, there's like shot after shot of like the cameraman running with the cops after him.
I love
you see the shadow.
You see the shadow of the camera like constantly.
Like it's literally like an episode of Cops.
Yes.
Except it's supposed to be a fucking movie.
Not a reality cop show.
Not a show where it's like an actual cameraman. It's insane. It's fucking insane.
Like the choices they made in this movie are just like, I'm just like, why? Like, why on earth would they fucking do this?
Speaking of choices, my dude.
God.
Because in the scene where Seth Rogen finds him, he does slow motion, and then he gets like, it takes like 30 seconds in slow-mo time for him to like get up to the camera and squint.
He like squints at the camera a bunch.
And Seth Rogen throws his gun on the ground and then picks it up and then chase commences.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, because he kills him later. So I don't understand. I don't understand the scene at all. I really don't. Like the choices they made in this, like he could have had like the guy shoot himself or something. Like do something. Like this, like that's why I say this movie is like a wet blanket. Like nothing fucking happens.
Yeah.
And every opportunity they have to have something like even remotely cool happen, they just waste it.
It's gone.
They're just like they had like no ambition. They were like they wanted to make a movie with zero ambition. It's so fucking weird.
Well, because after the foot chase commences, he gets like there's like a train that stops all the cops, so they have to wait. And our guy runs into a random building.
But here's how boring the movie is. They actually filmed all the cops just waiting for a train to go by. That is literally a scene in the movie. They just...
To be fair.
Like 5 dudes waiting at one side of a train to go by.
To be fair, it was intercut with a very exciting scene
Okay.
where our guy...
All right, yeah, exciting. Sure.
runs into a building and...
knocks over a grandpa.
With his brain, awkwardly knocks over a grandpa security guard, and that's it.
You could have had this without the telekinetic powers. You could have just shoved the guy, and then it would have had the same effect.
No, but what they do, Will, is that they film it in a POV shot, and then the grandpa just kind of stumbles over, and then that's it.
Okay, so, but, like, in this movie, you could have saved time by not showing the cops literally waiting for, like, 2 minutes straight, waiting for a train to go by.
Well, see, in the brains of the maker of the movie, that was, like, suspense.
I don't understand these choices.
Because that was, like, us, the audience, sitting there, like, oh, is he going to get away? How long is that train? Are they going to get away?
But in any other movie, they would have cut just to them, like, the train going by and them running.
Yeah.
But no, because we get the passage of time. Like, we don't need, like, to be shown that they're waiting for this train to pass. We don't... No one...
But how can we know, Will, if they don't show us?
No one in the audience was like, oh, I wonder if they're going to wait for that train to go by.
Apparently
like, no one fucking cared. Apparently the filmmaker was just like, I'm going to make the most boring fucking telekinetic power movie ever. I'm just going to fucking... it's going to be like fucking bran flakes of fucking... like telekinetic powers. You think it's cool? Nah, it's just fucking grape nuts.
It's nothing.
It's just fucking grape nuts. It keeps going and it fucking doesn't satisfy at all. Just when you think it's done, it's just you find more and more and more.
I do love though that after the train passes, they magically know exactly which building he went into.
Oh yeah, no, it's hilarious because there's no visibility, and it shows that. But they know exactly where this dude went. Exactly.
And they're like, he's going to the roof.
I don't fucking get it. And they go, I love the roof because it's clearly the basement.
I know. Eventually they end up at the roof. But how they knew that he was going to be not on the roof after saying he's on the roof, I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. It's kind of weird because they go into the building after waiting for this train. So supposedly he's already on the roof.
No.
But they see him going up the elevator, and they see where the number's going, and they're like, he's on the roof. So they go, like, up to the roof, and then he's just waiting there.
Well, he's not on the roof, though. he's in like he's in the building. They go to the roof later, but this scene, unless like they're implying that like the entrance to the roof is through like this fucking pipe room, I don't know.
Which is clearly like in the basement.
Whatever.
I don't know, but he's just waiting for them. Like why on he's like giving chase and he just waits for him.
I get why he waits for him.
So we could have this amazing scene.
So we can get the greatest. I was just my goosebumps, man, goosebumps. It was so cool.
Ooh, white knuckle action right here, okay?
You know, it's like you think about like other telekinetic movies or whatever, then you see this.
Well, okay, so any other movie, like you could have done like a pipe bursting and like blowing steam, or like something exciting. No.
Here's what happens.
This is like, of course, we're dealing with this
Bran
movie,
flakes.
so we're dealing with the Bran flakes of telekinetic power movies.
Because he's in this room,
Oh my
and he's
God.
hiding behind like this thing,
I can't.
and then we get slow motion of him squinting and staring at them, and they see him. They all surround him, and it goes into POV. So you know some cool shit's about to happen, Will.
You know what? Can you put heavy quotation marks on cool shit?
So here's what happens, Will. You have a cameraman who's filming these fucking dads, okay? And then there's a guy behind the camera who has like a leaf blower or something, and he starts blowing it in their face. So they start like squinting, and then they have to pretend that there's like some invisible force.
I love how
knocking
they
them down.
like raise up their guns and start like twirling
My
around
favorite is
in
the
a
first
circle.
guy like just like fucking collapses back into darkness, but the older like detective like lifts his gun in the air and just like twirls away like a dreidel.
like a fucking ballerina, just like fucking like twirling away. And then it shows the other guys and they like get blasted down. But then for some reason the fat guy like, or Seth Rogen guy,
He like blasts him into like
electronics, and they like kind of like spark, and then he's dead.
He roasts him, but I assure you, when he's getting roasted, he looks very calm.
Maybe he was into it. Don't kink shame.
I mean, I get it. If I was in this universe, this might be a good exit. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, if I was in this universe, I think any exit would be a good exit. Okay.
But after he roasts him, he then goes up to the actual roof.
Yes. Now we're on the actual roof after that riveting scene.
And all the cops are up there, and it's like they're on the roof, and then
God.
there's like this. It's like this. It almost looks like a bell tower or something.
It's so weird because he's just like sleeping.
He's sleeping with his liquor, Will.
Like how
With
is
his fucking liquor.
How do you film this scene and be like, yeah, this is
good.
exciting? You know, they're just all like looking around for him, but he's just fucking taking a nap.
He's just sleeping.
He's taking a fucking drunk nap.
Yeah.
Like that. I have no words. I don't get how you look at this fucking script and be like, this is fucking exciting.
good.
This is this is a great action movie. I fucking love this. Like, how?
It gets worse, though.
Yeah, it does. It gets way worse.
Because he's sleeping up there, and they're all like, we don't know where he is, we don't know where he is.
But the fucking
But the older
detective
detective
knows.
is just staring at this, like, tower, and
Because
he's
he
just
knows.
like...
He's like calling a SWAT team. I want long-range rifles.
And they
Oh my
call in a
God.
moving van. The,
I love how they... I love how
U-Haul...
the film, they try so hard to hide the fact that it's
Because they're filming it, like, straight the fuck down.
Yeah, and they try so hard to like kind of cut out the top of the like where the white is on
Where
the
the
moving
logo
van.
would be.
You can tell because it's like it has like a moving van like end to it.
Yeah.
It's not a SWAT van because it's clearly not like a runner van.
It's not all black
It's
or
a
anything.
moving van. It's white.
Yeah.
And it has that fucking like I can't like the ramp end to it. And like it's just three grandpas actually get off of it with
The cops are played by dads. The SWAT team is full on fucking grandpas.
Well, I
dude.
love it too because they get out with like hunting rifles.
Hunting
These are
rifles-
like high tactical rifles.
Dude, it's not
They
even...
didn't even bother to spray paint them black.
No, it's just hunting rifles, and like only one of them has like a backpack. The other two have nothing. Like they didn't even bother to show up on set with anything.
They're just in jumpsuit. They're in gray jumpsuits because
Yeah.
that's apparently what SWAT people wear. Not full fucking riot gear.
No,
but like
that's it.
whatever. It's fine. I know it's low budget, but you could have tried at least a little.
You could have tried.
You could have at least put like the word SWAT on their fucking
Something.
something. But no, you just have 3 grandpas with hunting rifles.
They show up,
This is our SWAT crew.
and he tells them, like, yeah, he's up there, and they just kind of sit there watching him. And then we see a fucking guy.
Oh my god. Oh my, I cannot.
I can't believe they did
I
this.
can't believe they fucking did this. Like, we explained it in the beginning of the episode. But they fucking did this. Like, guy from, like, the fucking...
The government,
like...
a fucking secret agent spook shows up.
He's a secret agent, and he wants this guy captured. And he doesn't want them to kill him.
My favorite part, though, my favorite fucking part is, so far, no one in this movie's dubbed. But our fucking secret agent, man.
Oh, heavy ADR.
It's the ADR is like, I swear,
fucking bad.
it's like someone who should do like a fucking infomercial for pizza or something.
It doesn't even match up with the rest of the audio.
No, it's so off.
It's so painfully obvious. This is just a fucking dude that was recording lines after the fact.
And it's like this fucking government spook that's just smoking a cigarette and talking about how we need to capture him. There's no one like him. Like, we can use him and all this stuff. And then the guy's like, basically just tells him no.
Yeah.
And then he's going to shoot him. And then they shoot him.
They shoot him. He, like, ragdolls off the fucking building. They try and look for the body. There's
Body's
no
not there.
body. And you're just like, oh, great.
And then we cut to the fucking countryside where he's walking away from the camera.
Then
he turns around and it zooms.
He, like, glamour shots at the fucking camera.
It zooms in on his eyes.
And then end.
End movie. Roll credits as we have to watch his eyes staring us in the soul.
This just, like, takes all the excitement. When you hear, like, a movie about, like, superpowers and supernatural shit happening to someone, and they get, like, these new powers, and they don't know how to use them, and sometimes they use them for good, sometimes they use them for bad. It's like, you get, like, you've seen it a lot, but sometimes if it's a new idea, you get kind of excited, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're just like, okay, I can get behind it as long as it's a great movie. But no, this just like sucks all the excitement that you had, and just fucking takes it and it just throws it away.
Yeah,
it's like it's not fun to watch. I mean, it's funny at times because like the acting's pretty terrible and like there's some really weird choices they made with like.
There's a lot of weird choices in this one.
I don't fucking understand how they thought this was like even remotely a good idea
what audience would find this acceptable?
Like, okay, so that makes me think that one of the people that was like either like acting in it or like it's like it's like a middle-aged man like that like has no idea, like is like so disconnected from like society, is trying to make like a telekinetic power movie, and he's like, okay, I don't know how this works, but yeah, so it's just gonna be a guy and he has like a dream and then he gets powers, but like every scene of him using the powers, we're just gonna have the like slow-mo, you know, and like nothing's gonna explode and he's not gonna do anything exciting with the powers, and then at the end he's just gonna fall off a building and then we'd stare at the camera end.
Cliffhanger.
Like, there's no, I know I keep saying it, but there's no excitement in this movie. There's no tension. There's nothing happening that like makes you excited to be watching this movie. Like, it sucks literally all the fun out of watching movies and just like doesn't give you anything. There's no payoff.
There's nothing for you to like latch onto.
It's just like, I don't know. It's another one of those movies that's like, it's not as bad as like some of the stuff we watched this year, but goddamn, there's like nothing here.
No, it's not.
There's fucking nothing. It's just like, It's like, don't even waste your time watching it, because it's sure some of the stuff is funny to laugh at, but it's not worth it. It's not worth to sit it's not worth it to sit through fucking like an hour and a half of this bullshit, especially the fucking like 9-minute car chase scene where nothing fucking happens. And I don't know how you make a car chase like not exciting, but this is like definitely one way to do it.
I mean, yeah, you just basically have cars driving.
I've seen like other
talking on walkie-talkies.
We've seen like movies on this fucking podcasts that are way better at car chases.
Oh yeah, we've had some really good ones.
Yeah, we've had some way good ones. Al Adamson, I would argue, is better at a fucking car chase.
Barely.
I mean, barely, but
But at least
he.
look, Al Adamson has a kink, and his kink is that there has to be the car chase has to end with it rolling off a cliff and exploding.
But see, that's exciting. That actually makes you like feel something, right?
Yeah, because something happens.
But no, at the end of this car chase scene, he just crashes into a barrier, it explodes, and you just don't feel anything. You just feel nothing.
No.
Because you just sat through 9 minutes of this garbage.
You sat through 9 minutes, and then the payoff for that 9 minutes is a boring foot chase that ends in a stupid, stupid ending. Stupid. Stupid.
This movie is just dumb. It's just brain dead. It's non-exciting bran flake garbage. It's just fucking bland. It is such a bland movie.
Jesus.
Shitty to pretty. I don't know. Like fucking. I can't give it a 1 because it's not like totally incompetent. But like, goddamn.
Just because. You know, it's not, what's it called, Savage Water, and just because the cinematography is okay.
At least it's better. Like like the cameraman obviously knew how to set up shots. It's just everyone else didn't know how to make it exciting.
Nothing else mattered.
Yeah.
I would say it's a 2. If there was more excitement to this, I might
Bump it
up, or if I don't know, there was a bigger body count.
There's three people die.
Yeah, you already said it. Like, there's nothing. There's 3 people.
It's such a bland, stupid movie.
It's all we get.
I can't even recommend it. Like a 2 is what I would give it to, but like I can't recommend you watch this movie. There's nothing here.
Oh
like,
no, there's no recommendations for this baby.
Hell no. I don't even think you could enjoy this drinking and watching it with friends, because your friends would probably hate you after watching this.
Yeah, I mean, unless you want to fucking amuse someone. Be like, oh, you want to watch like an exciting horror action about telekinesis? Go watch Psychotronic Man.
Like, this is the only, like, so, unless you want to watch a movie of, like, how not to do, like, a car chase scene, or, like, a movie where a guy gets weird powers, just, I mean, if you want a character, like, a study on how to make the most boring, like, powers movie ever.
This is it.
This is it.
This is, I don't know. Low budget or not, this can't be the best.
I just have nothing else to say. It's just a bland, stupid movie that didn't need to be made, and we watched it, and I regret it. Like that's it.
I mean, I don't regret it, but I am never.
I guess I don't. I guess regretting it is kind of extreme. I don't regret it because like it made a good episode, but like fuck.
I am never watching this again.
I'm already forgetting about it, which is great. Because it's such a forgettable throwaway movie.
Nothing.
This won't even get a fucking award at the end of our year. It's going to get nothing.
No, because it's... Like, there's obviously worse movies.
It doesn't check any of the boxes.
There's better movies. There's more entertaining movies. Like, this doesn't... No.
It's such...
It's a non-entity.
Just forget about it. Just listen to this and fucking forget about the movie. Don't go watch it. If you do want to watch it, I don't know why you would. It's on Amazon Prime.
If you really need it.
Psychotronic. I mean, you know from the title. And the fucking poster is dumb. Because he never blows up a car.
No.
And he doesn't shoot laser beams from his fucking eyes. I don't get the poster at all.
It's a scam.
It's fucking stupid.
It's a scam.
Yeah.
It's a fucking scam to get your ass to watch this nonsense. But yeah, it's a fucking scam.
Yeah. So, fuck Psychotronic Man. Boring ass movie. Let's move on. All right, cool. For They Mostly Come Out at Night, this has been Will.
Oh, this has been Alex.
We'll talk to you all later.
Bye.
I'll have the hangover tomorrow.
Ah, yes, the hangover.
The hangover.